film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.
Coming at you from the mean streets of St. Louis, from a basement on South Broadway, the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Because indie film is like wrestling with the cocaine bear.
Wrestling. That's how my grandpa used to say it. Hey, you want to wrestle? Let's watch wrestling. Remember that? It used to be on, Sunday mornings before or after Tarzan?
Yeah.
Oh, Ron Eli was his name. Anyway, wasn't no Johnny Westmiler. So, anyway. Hey, we're the Indie Film Sucks podcast. My name is Macke. This is Chris Grega, Esquire. We're missing Brock Roberts tonight and Brittany, both still out on assignment. Man, they will be back soon, but they send their love. They miss you, for sure. Hey, if this is your first time listening, we truly appreciate it. This is the independent film podcast for independent filmmakers. We talk about the highs, the lows, and the in-betweens of True, Tommy. True independent filmmaking. Hey, check out our website at indiefilms.com. Indiefilmsucks.com. Thank you so much. And if you are a person who makes films and you got a feature film and you want it reviewed, you can fill out a form on there. We'll be kindly to review that for you. You will get a review. If we like it enough, we will have a review live on the podcast. And if you're cool enough, we'll have you on the show. So, a lot of opportunities here with Indie Film Sucks.
Promote.
We're
all about promoting other filmmakers' stuff.
Yes, absolutely. That is key, right?
And our own stuff too, of course.
We always say it's a large world out there, but independent, micro budget, independent, small films. We are all out there grinding and struggling, and the stories we hear are exactly the same of what we're going through. So if we can get, and I talked about this before, if we just get a couple people more to watch our films, we're watching them. I guarantee we're out there watching them. But go out there and watch somebody's independent film. Go on Tubi tonight and just grab an independent film, or go do something for somebody tonight in the independent film world. That's the challenge. So anyway, you know what? Driving around in the car today, Grega.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, we got Red Night off and running.
We do.
Been out there, what, year? No.
It's
been
about a year.
Yeah, about a year for true distribution.
Yes.
Out there. Satisfied with the distribution process. I know we've talked about that a little bit from that side of things with who we signed with.
Yes.
Yes. So we got Red Night rolling, so you can check that on Tubi and other pay channels, or
Tubi, Prime,
thank you.
Fossum, Bloodstream TV, bunch of places.
So check that
Red
one out.
Red Night at Skies.
That's the only plug I'm making for that tonight. But we have that out there. We're in the works on another production.
We are
3/4 of the way through with production schedule.
Something like
that. And then editing, so look for that in 27. But we got that going on.
Yes, another feature film.
And we got about 5 more projects in the hopper. I would say 3 are real, and then you got a couple other things you're kicking around. Number might not be exact, but we got quite a few projects in the hopper.
Yes.
Few of them are highly vetted out. We could probably take about a month and vet it out a little further and launch it tomorrow if we had the money.
Yes.
Okay. So I was thinking, if I had $15,000 in my pocket to burn right now, I could start working on pre-production or start looking at another film and start looking at what I need to do there.
You could.
I could put it into the film we have today. I don't know. There's a lot of things I could do with that. What would you? We have to apply it to something we do in film, right? So you can't say I can pay my mortgage off or something like that. Okay, sure. Fair. No, you. I'd pay my car down. So you have to apply it to some of our films. Where would you apply it today, and where would you have applied it before for your thought process? I know what I'm thinking, but you've been doing this a lot longer than I have.
That's true.
Okay, so $15,000. You got a wide variety of real things we can do with the money.
Absolutely.
Where are we putting it?
The casino, and I would turn that $15,000 into $150,000. I'll film while I'm doing it.
Black or red?
Yeah.
00 green.
You could turn that 15 grand into $0 in about 15 minutes or less.
You either do that or just chuck it right in the river.
Yes.
Same thing. Tie a brick around it and just chuck it in the river.
Yes. Light it on fire first for good measure.
Okay, so that's generally where it goes.
Yeah.
It's about the same return.
All right, so what I would have done was I would have started production on another film.
Okay.
I would have said, $15,000, that's the bedrock for our next movie. Okay. And our next movie is going to be bigger, better, blah, 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 than everything else.
New formula. We're going to do it this way.
Yeah.
We're going to rock and roll. Okay, I would agree with you that's probably, I would have gone along with that plan.
Sure.
Because I have.
Yeah.
And we did. And that's historically been the way we thought about it, is we get money, we like making films, let's make the next one, because that's our happy place.
Yeah, making movies is fun.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes.
So, thinking about it differently, what would you have done it? What would you do with it now? What's the truth? What have you learned, and how would you apply the money today?
What should you do is put it into marketing your current film.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know what $15,000 is going to buy you.
It's an arbitrary number, but
sure.
just, yes.
That's where that's where a lot of filmmakers fuck up. Because they're always talking about, the next project. How can I raise money for my film? How can I get investors for my film? That shit doesn't matter.
Including us.
Yeah, including us. We've made that mistake too. It's absolutely all about how can I get people to notice my current film or my last film. It should not be about the next project until you have enough eyeballs on the last one.
Thank you. I agree with that. Until you figure out how to get eyeballs on your project, you can be in different stages of film if you have something going on, or if you're creating ideas, or if somebody gives you a windfall of money, and it's just too much money to do with.
Sure.
But I agree with you that the biggest failure is not taking the marketing plan as serious as the pre-production plan.
No, because you know what most filmmakers' marketing plan is?
No, I don't.
It's we're going to run the festival circuit.
That's an option.
That is not a marketing plan.
That's not a marketing plan.
That's a marketing disaster, and that is a money pit.
Yes.
Okay, because most independent filmmakers, and not all, there's always exceptions. There's always people who break the mold. There are always outliers. But by and large, most filmmakers, even if they make a halfway decent movie, are going to get more rejections than anything else. And guess what? The money that you spend, whether you get accepted or rejected, it's still spent.
Yes.
Okay? But even that aside, unless it's a top-tier festival, there's no market there. No one's going to see your movie except for a handful of people, a handful of other filmmakers who aren't going to give a shit. It's not going to help you. If you win the Des Moines Horror Fest Best Horror Feature and you get the laurels, great. But that ain't going to help you get any eyes on your movie further on down the road. It's just not.
Not in the mass market, what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like being marketed out there from a standpoint.
And trust me, man, if we had the answers to those questions, because we're still trying to figure that out ourselves.
Well, we made movies first.
Yeah. If we had those answers, well, I don't know if we'd tell you because...
Well, I guess I always thought you sign with a distributor and somebody markets it for you. But I also didn't realize that came off the top line before that, right? I thought everybody believed in the project and it just moved forward. And now I understand that the only people that are going to market for you, I'm not saying your distributor's not because he is, but he's limited, is you.
Okay, but here's the thing about that. The distributor is not marketing for you. The distributor is marketing for themselves.
Yeah, but it's a double-edged sword then, because in essence they are marketing your film in order to try to bring them returns, but they only you have your best interest in mind.
Yes.
They have a profitability idea in mind because they're getting a certain cut of it.
Yes.
Right? But they also have 100 other movies that they're getting a cut of.
Exactly.
So they have the volume of film in order to try to bring it in. You got 1 or 2 properties that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And your cut, if you even see it, comes after the marketing expense if it's even legitimately spent.
Yeah, and I think the point there is, from a marketing aspect, not beating up on distributors here, but the marketing aspect of it is, don't expect, if you do sign with distribution and you do your due diligence in that, and you decide to take that step with a distributor, that's not the marketing strategy.
No,
that's not the marketing strategy we're talking about the fake $15,000 that we would apply.
No, and I don't have an easy answer to that.
I don't either.
I wish I did. If I did, then more people would know about A, the podcast, and B, our films.
And that's what I was thinking about is we've been project first, driven first. We're very good at creating content.
Yes.
And if we put half the time in that we do creating content into, it costs you nothing to come up with ideas and write stuff down. It costs money in order to maybe execute those ideas. But if we spend half the time writing down things on how we think, or researching, or doing, looking up YouTube videos on how to do things, then when we do get money, we should be able to drive that. And then that's what I'm trying to flip my mindset for us around, is going, how do you get IndieFilmSucks.com out there? We have an entire website dedicated to reviewing filmmakers, independent filmmakers, any budget level, as long as they're feature films.
Absolutely.
And we're putting the kind twist on it, not being dishonest, but putting a kind, looking for the good in everything, and trying to give people an honest thing where they can use it to go out and maybe promote their own movie.
That's what I'm saying. We're giving honest reviews.
Honest reviews.
That doesn't mean it's going to be a good review.
True.
Not every film is,
but we understand,
is going to get a good review, but an honest review is different. It's not going to say, well, this sucks, this is, because some films that we have seen have not been good. And I have even said, this is not a good film. But these elements in it I appreciate.
From a lens of somebody who's been through it.
Yes.
And you understood that. And we've always said, you should probably go see this movie because of this.
And the good films I'm really going to rave about.
Yes.
Because there are some legitimately really good films we have seen.
So, getting off that tangent, going back to the marketing standpoint of that, is nobody knows about the website. Nobody knows about...
Well, not nobody, but not enough.
All right. So,
not enough people.
Right. So a handful of people know about it, and we're getting... But we don't know how we need to apply that $15,000 and saying, I'm launching a business, whether it's ice cream, a .com that does film reviews, or any business. It's what's that marketing strategy in order to get people to notice it. And that's the thing, is how many people know you exist? And out of those people, how many people need what you're putting out there? Yeah. And that's what filmmakers aren't in my opinion, that's what a lot of filmmakers aren't. It's an afterthought.
No, because that's not exciting, that's not creative, that's not sexy, that's not fun. Who wants to think about marketing? You want to think about, making someone's head explode and making
the premiere.
The premiere, and your Nazi vampire, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what people want to do. That's they want to remake The Thing or whatever movie they want to make. That's the exciting part.
That's the high.
Not what the bean counters and the accountants do. Well, if we maximize our potential outlay, people don't want to think about that because they're creators. But I'm here to tell you that.
And I'm talking our level. Yeah. I'm not talking people that have staff.
No, I'm not talking about
resources.
I'm not talking about Christopher Nolan. He doesn't need any help.
That's way too high. I'm talking. There's people that are a couple steps ahead of us that aren't having this conversation because they already got it figured out because they have a marketing department.
Yeah.
Or they have somebody that does it. I'm talking about the 2 to 3 people companies that are wearing all the hats, or the one person company that's wearing all the hats that has to think about all that stuff.
And most people don't.
And that's my point. And most people don't.
Because there is no clear-cut path, one answer. There's no, if you follow these 6 easy steps, you will get this result.
Right. But if you're not thinking about it at all, you'll never get the result.
No,
and we're proven to that.
Absolutely.
We have things out there, and now we're trying to go back and have people notice them.
Yeah.
And it's okay. We have content, and we have a podcast, and we have a .com that does movie reviews. But we launched first, and now we're trying to get people out there. We didn't say coming soon or this or that and try to build up a buzz for it.
But then again, who would have cared?
True, but
I mean, the same people, the same local friends and family would have cared, but people beyond that.
But paying for that marketing, that either that target marketing or that marketing piece outside of the bubble for anybody that launches a business, that's what I think people need to do, is going, if you're just relying on your family and friends and Facebook, and that is not a marketing scheme either.
No, it ain't enough.
It's not enough. And I think that's the key is if you have that $15,000 or that 5 or that 1, instead of thinking about the next movie, think about how you can utilize that to make people realize you exist. And I don't know what that is. And I don't know if it's hiring a professional marketing team or hiring a social media person, but that's where we're starting to put our money. That's where we're starting to think about going, how do we do it? Because not everybody is as smart as, or as good as becoming an influencer.
No.
That's a shot, a God shot. Everybody's trying to do that, but it's hard to do. So you pretty much have to either invest and pay somebody that's good at it to try to be relevant, or you have to figure it out on your own. I don't know, but that's...
And if you have $0, then you got to figure it out on your own.
You do have
That's
to
your only option.
You have to figure it out on your own. And I'm saying, if you do have a little bit of money, it's smart to think about going, I'm a nobody that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
I made a film that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
In a world where there's a million other people out there that made films just like mine.
Yep.
How do I get known? How do I get people to be interested or have a chance to click on my thing? And it's by putting it out there. How did McDonald's get to where they are? And I hate using big brands like that.
I mean, there are some things you can do to hedge your bets a little bit. Your key art, your thumbnail has got to stick out.
Very smart.
Your title, if you have some obscure, hard to pronounce, weird ass title, it probably ain't gonna work. Now, there are exceptions to everything.
Yeah.
But your genre, why do you think so many people make horror films? One, a lot of people love horror films, but two, it's sellable. It's very sellable. Your no budget, no name, coming of age high school drama, I mean, it could be a great film. And people could really be missing out on great stuff, but it's harder to sell. It's harder to market. But I would also say, to totally contradict that, at the end of the day, make what you want to make.
First and foremost, make what you want to make.
First and foremost, make the movie you want to make.
Yes. I would never tell anybody to make it. But if you're looking at it from a pure marketing return on investment, there are things you can do that don't cost you any more or any less.
Yeah.
And
which do not guarantee you anything, but they do increase your odds a little bit
of being in a bigger pool of dedicated fans like the horror genre.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, and understanding that part of it. And that doesn't cost anything. You just got to kind of be into that genre, and you got it.
Yeah.
If you're not into it, it's hard to make a movie about it. So no, that's I think that's a great point, that you can try to position yourself, and as our distributor said, Jerome, great guy, he said, in the world we live in, you have to get them to notice. You have to be out there on certain sites, but you got to get them to notice your thumbnail.
Yeah.
So it's about the key art there.
The key art and the title. The title helps.
So then when they click on that, then your synopsis has to be good.
Yes.
And then the first 30 seconds, minute of your movie has to be eye-catching, because those are all the things. Did they click on your key art, on your thumbnail? did your synopsis capture them, or your little bit of trailer that may show? And then how long did they stay with your movie so they watched the rest of it?
Yeah, and you can do all of that, and it can all be spot on and right. And someone's gonna watch it. Oh, that was a pile of dog shit.
Yeah, but those are the things that you could separate yourself out.
Yeah.
But now, how do you put yourself out there? And movies are harder than I think a business.
Absolutely,
in that sense, because you're just trying to flood the market. But the thing is if you have a little bit of cash, or if you got a little cash for your movie, set aside a certain percentage. I think the books say 50%. It should be equal. If you're looking at it, I don't think that's realistic at our level.
No.
But you have to stick a little bit aside and understand what the costs are. So when you're doing your research on your film and your locations, have somebody reach out and try to figure out what a marketing plan would be. Build something out, understand. And it may be as simple as going, you know what? I'm going to have somebody post 6 times on Instagram, or I don't know, whatever it is for you is you have to build that in, understand it's everything's not free, and there's the thought process is there, because if you make it, they're not going to come.
No. And if that's
they may not come. I shouldn't say they're not going to come.
If that's your plan is probably going to fail.
Correct.
Now, it might not. I could be wrong. I would love it if someone came on and said, "Hey, Grega, I didn't do any of that, and my film blew up."
Yes, and
cool.
Good for you. Probably not. That's probably the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the folks that have already built a audience for the certain types of movies they make. You already got a plan. You've figured it out. You've marketed yourself in a certain world, in a genre. You got a built-in audience. That's fabulous.
Yeah.
But guess what? Somebody thought that through in order to position themselves like that. So kudos to them as well. But if you're starting out, or you may have been doing it for 27 years, and you haven't thought of that, and you've been misled by things you heard or what we thought or anything like that, it's just a different world out there, and we're still trying to figure out marketing ourselves. And boy, I wish I had $15,000.
Man, me too.
And you know what the scary part is? I'd be scared to spend it because I'd be afraid that we're going to get screwed. Because $15,000 could be a week getting blown out to 1 million people, but after that week, you're nobody anymore.
If I had $15,000, I'd pay off some debt.
I know you would.
That's what I would do. Screw the film.
Yeah. Well,
Paying down a credit card. Man.
No. I'm saying you have to apply it to the movie.
Yeah.
I would do something else with it too, because $15,000 in the movie world is really nothing.
No. But you talk to me 10, 20 years ago, we're making another movie.
No, we're absolutely making another movie.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do. And I'm going to have another property nobody knows about. And that's cool. If that's what you want to do, if you're excited about that, we're not trying to throw that out, because we're content makers. So don't lose that. Don't lose that spirit at all. But don't think things are going to market themselves. Don't think it's lightning in a bottle. And if you sign with a distributor, you're going to get noticed, and that they're going to work hard for you.
They're going to be your partner.
Right.
Spoiler alert, they're not going to be your partner.
And don't think creating a Facebook group is going to be, it could happen, but those are just kind of the bottom of the barrel of things you should set up anyway. You got to really think about what is that strategy to get out there to the masses, to the really masses. And we haven't figured it out, or I would mention it on here today. And if I knew it, I would be saying it.
Or you could send $19.95 for my book, How to Market to the Masses, and I can give you all of my secrets.
That's right. By CG Greg.
CG Greg.
No, we don't have a book. We're not selling anything.
No.
Just our souls.
Just our souls. Just our movies.
So, I don't know. Anything else you want to mention about this? I'm sure you got a lot of opinions on this.
I got nothing, man.
You got nothing?
I got nothing.
Anyway.
Eyes, lows, in between.
Maybe we helped somebody today.
Maybe we did. Maybe we helped.
I hope so. Exactly. Hey, by the time you hear this, we're going to have 200 plus subscribers. We're looking to get to 250
on the YouTube channel.
On the YouTube channel. So if you know somebody and you like what we're talking about, it's just a couple guys shooting the crap tonight, but we do bring on guests. We do talk about other things with our other partners.
We do with Brock and Brittany.
Yeah, we try to be topical on certain things, bring in some talent aspect of it. Brock's another producer, actor. So we do try to talk about things. Greg and I are just shooting the crap tonight, talking about some stuff that we think about during the day. This is the kind of stuff I think about during the day. But if you know somebody, tell them. Describe. It really does help. It helps us build our audience, and we're going to be doing some giveaway packages when we do get to that 250 mark, and every so often after that. So there's something in it for you. We'll put together a little package for you. Maybe throw out a few films. I don't know what's going to be in the package, but just a little small way of saying, hey, thanks for us. So anyway, like and subscribe, and when we do hit that 250 mark. Hell, it could be by the time this one comes out.
Could be.
I hope it is. I hope they're going, what the hell is this guy talking about?
They've already blown past that.
Exactly. Okay. Anyway, all right.
We'll give you the keys to the kingdom, the secret to all your answers, your gateway to glory.
No, we won't. All right. But we will talk about the highs, the lows, and the in-betweens of true
independent filmmaking.
Here on IndieFilmSucks.com podcast.
Indie Film Sucks podcast.
Brought to you by
88mm Productions.
Find us on Instagram, Facebook. See ya.
IndieFilmSucks.com. Good night.
Indie film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast.